NASCAR has been coming to Darlington Raceway since the track opened in 1950. Johnny Mantz won the first Southern 500 after putting truck tires on his car because they were more durable. Makes sense.
Right? Yeah. Tire wear is still a major concern at Darlington as the track celebrates not only its 75th anniversary, but also Throwback weekend. Chris Parks has 4 things you need to know about this weekend's races.
As we enter the month of April, NASCAR racing returns to the Palmetto State in the legendary Darlington Raceway. The Xfinity and Cup Series return for the first of 2 races during the 2025 season. Here are the 4 things you should know heading into the weekend.
Number 1, the track is celebrating its 75th anniversary. It opened back in 1950, and it's the second oldest active track in the Cup Series, just behind Martinsville. And the inspiration for the egg-shaped track came from a Darlington County native.
You think all the way back to Harold Brasington, who had the vision to build Darlington Raceway after going to Indy in the late 1930s, and he wanted to build a racetrack to host stock car racing in South Carolina in his hometown of Darlington. And it took a lot of creativity to get the land, to get the funds to build the racetrack, but his vision came to life in 1950.
Number 2, it's NASCAR's annual Throwback weekend, which means many of the drivers will have completely different looking cars. All of those pay tribute to the rich history of the sport, like Kyle Larson, who models the 2003 Kellogg cereal car that Terry Labonte drove during a victory at Darlington.
The teams that buy into it, it really touches on the past and what some of the paint schemes that have helped built the foundation of our sport. So thankfully with us in Hendrick Motorsports, there's a lot of iconic schemes and moments throughout their history that we can go back on.
Number 3, Darlington will also host the first playoff race on August the 31st with the Southern 500. So this weekend, it's a chance for the drivers to get a good feel for the slick track and worn down pavement that loves to eat at your tires.
Yeah, it's just such a driver's racetrack. From the infield to the racetrack, the driver plays its role everywhere there. We have tons of pit stops. The pit crew gets to shine every time we go to Darlington.
And number 4, let's rewind to 1 year ago. The 2024 winner of the Goodyear 400 was the veteran Brad Keselowski, and that happened on Mother's Day. That was his only victory of the season and his first time back in victory lane in Darlington since a 2018 Southern 500 triumph.
It's just a tough track. You got to be perfect with the car, the placement, the brakes, the throttle, how smooth you are, and how all that comes together is really special.
With the 4 things you need to know, I'm Chris Parks.
All right, thanks, Chris.
The Cup Series races on FS1 Sunday afternoon. The NASCAR Xfinity Series will race at Darlington Saturday. There'll be a lot of fans watching this closely after a mess of a race at Martinsville last week, which featured a controversial finish. Coverage starts Saturday, 3 p.m. on the CW. That's channel 43.2 if you are using an antenna.